Hi everyone. So today I'm going to make 3 garden glass flowers, and I'm going to use clear glass. So have you ever had a hard time finding colored glass to make glass flowers? And they're always clear. So I decided that I wanted to try stained glass paint, and I'm going to paint all of these clear glass pieces a different color and make 3 flowers. So I've got red, blue, green, orange, purple, and I bought this sea glass paint, but I don't think I'm going to use this for this project because it's not a clear spray. It's kind of a frosted color. So I might use that for another project. I just wanted to show it to you because I like that color. But anyway, so I have, you know, this egg dish. This one is really pretty, this shape. Just using all these pieces. They're candle holders, little bowls. I have 2 hockey pucks left for the back to attach it to the pole, and I'm also going to use a bottle for one of them. So I have one conduit pole, that's for the bottle, and then these rebar are going to go with the hockey pucks. I had my neighbor drill holes in the hockey pucks for me. It is. Here's Larry drilling the holes for me. So for the stamens, I'm also going to use beads on the ends. So I've got 3 different colors, purple, yellow, and I'm going to use these reddish pink color beads. And I'll use the wire for the stamens. I'll probably use gold, but I also have copper. I usually use JB Weld for the flowers because it seems to hold really well, and I'm going to try the marine weld this time. It's almost the same price as the regular JB Weld, so I thought I'd just try the marine and see how that works. And GE silicone seems to work really well outside too. Alright, so I'm going to get started painting these. Okay, I did want to mention where I bought the stained glass paint. I ordered it online through Ace Hardware, and I had him send it to the local store here and picked it up. With the exception of the red. I couldn't find red at Ace Hardware, so I ordered that one on Amazon. Okay, so now for the fun part, I get to figure out what colors to paint each one of these. Okay, so I divided them up into the colors that I'm going to spray them. So I'll just do one color at a time and see how many coats they take. Okay, I'm going to paint the red first. And one thing about spray painting I wanted to mention is that you need to watch for paint getting into this little ridge here, because if you spray paint and there's paint in here, it'll cause you to have drips while you're spraying. So you kind of have to watch for that. Anyway, this will be my first time using stained glass paint. And I'm going to paint the back side of these. Like this. Okay, I'm going to let it dry a little bit and then put a second coat on. Okay, this will be coat number 3. Okay, I put another quick coat on there, so it has 4 coats, and I think that's about as red as it's going to get. Another quick tip for using spray paint, if you don't already know it, is when you're done spraying, turn the can upside down and give it a spray, and it'll clear out the nozzle so it won't get clogged up for next time. Okay, now I'm going to spray the tangerine orange on these pieces. So this will be coat number 3. Coat number 4. So it looks like 4 to 5 coats. It does really well. And I went back over it and filled in some spots, but yeah, I think this looks really good. And then it dries clear. So I'm going to let this dry for a little bit and then do the next color. Okay, now I'm going to paint the purple. It's called Royal Purple. I'm also going to paint these hockey pucks green. These are going to go on the back of the flowers, and that hole is for the rebar to hold in place. Going to use this green paint. I'm only going to paint one side of the hockey puck so that when I put glue on the back side, it'll be directly on the puck and not on the paint. I think it'll adhere better. So here are all the glass pieces painted. This red one looks really pretty. Look at that. It's crystal clear all the way through. Looks really nice. The rest of them have more of a frosted clear on there, but it's okay. You can still, it's still translucent. The orange looks a little bit frosted too. It might be the way I painted, I don't know, but the inside looks nice. Look at it, shiny. So, and the purple, really pretty. And here's the green. I only painted the backs. Do that. I'm going to put a clear coat on these too, just to keep these colors from fading. I'm not sure if they'll fade or not, but I found this clear coat in the automotive department at Walmart. It's for high heat ceramic coating and it's clear. I tested it on one that I spray painted red, and when you spray the clear it looks a little frosted. It's not crystal clear. But I think that'll be alright on the glass here. It seems to adhere very well. So I'm going to put the clear coat on all of these too. Okay, so they're all covered with the clear. And I'll let these dry overnight before I start gluing them together. Okay, I brought all these inside and I'm going to start gluing these together. And the first thing I'm going to do, these two I'm going to put hockey pucks on the back because it has a smaller back side here. And the bottle is going to go on the back of this one. That's going to slide into the conduit bowl. So the first thing I'm going to do is put the hockey pucks on these two here. This one over. And I'm going to use the GE silicone glue. Okay, I'm going to start gluing this one together and then I'll put the bottle on last on this one. Okay, I was able to flip these over. It only took about 5 minutes. It's dry enough to where I could flip it. Okay, so I have these all glued up and I'm going to let them dry overnight. So the GE silicone, the only thing that I don't like about it is that it doesn't dry crystal clear. It's kind of cloudy. So if you have clear objects, you'll be able to see it a little bit, but it does hold up better than E6000, I have found, at least in the hot sun. Okay, these dried overnight. It seems like they're holding up really well with the silicone. Okay. So now I'm going to cut the wire into stamen sizes. I have this gold, and then I have copper. I bought these at Joann Fabric. And I have this little wire cutter here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these to size. Okay, so I cut 7 each. And this is all 16 gauge wire. Okay, so I'm going to cut these beads apart. These are going to go on the ends of the wire, or stamens. Okay, I was going to use marine weld, but I realized I bought white and not clear. So I'm going to have to use my regular clear epoxy, which will work just as well. And what I like about JB Weld epoxy is it has this twist off cap. So you can just use a little bit if you need to, and then just twist the cap right back on. Makes it really easy to use. Okay, how I make stamens is usually I will cut these to size, about 3 or 4 inches. And then I'll use clay. I use putty, or right now I'm using the Sculpey clay that I bought at Walmart. But putty works good too. And then I just take a little ball like this of clay, and I put it in the end of the bead like this. And then I put the wire in the bead. And that helps hold it in place until I put the epoxy around the bead. The epoxy is what's going to hold it together, but the clay will just keep it from sliding all the way through. So I'm going to put clay in all these and stick it in this foam. Foam comes in handy. Just stick it in there like that. And when I glue them, I'll put them on this foam too, so they can dry. Okay, I have the beads on the wires here, and now I'm going to put some clear epoxy on the tops of all these just to hold the wires in place, and then I'll put epoxy around the bottom edge too. So I'm going to mix this up. Okay, the stamens are all dry. I let them dry overnight. This is how they look. They're nice and strong, and the beads are going to stay on there because there's epoxy on the whole thing. And the fun part, I get to glue these inside the flowers. And I'll show you how I do this. Okay, so I'm going to do the red one first. So how I do it is I roll some clay into a ball like this, and then I just flatten it a little bit and put it on the bottom of the candlestick like that. And that'll hold the stamens in place, and I can pour epoxy over it. So now I'm going to put the stamens into the clay, and that'll hold it in place while the glue dries when I put the epoxy in here. Like that. Okay, I'm going to put epoxy in here, and then after the epoxy dries, I can move these around a little bit if I need to. But I think that looks good right now. Okay, I'm going to set that one aside. Do this one next. Okay, so I just wanted to show you how much epoxy I put in here. I put in just enough to cover the clay to hold the wire in, and then when it's dry I'm going to adjust these wires. Right now I just want to let it dry overnight. Okay, so I'll let this dry overnight and I'll finish them up tomorrow. Okay, now that these stamens are dry, I'm going to glue the bottle onto the back of this flower, and the bottle is going to fit over a conduit pole when I put it outside. I brought this out just to flip this over. Let me see. Okay, so I'm just going to let this dry for a couple of hours, and then I'll put the poles in the ground and put them outside this afternoon. Okay, I just wanted to show you where I put the poles in the ground. I put the conduit pole in the middle, and I put some cement around the bottom. I dug a hole and put about maybe 6 inches of cement in there. And I put the 2 rebar on the sides for the other 2 flowers. And my other flowers that I made a while ago are still standing well. These 2 are on conduit poles using the bottles in the back. I made those, I don't know, 6-7 months ago. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put the flowers on these. Okay, so I attached the flowers to the poles. I'll show you how it looks on the back. So the hockey puck slides right over the rebar, and that silicone is really holding good. And the bottle, it just slides right over the conduit. And if you want to put some kind of filler in there, I've also used, I'll show you what I've used before, just to make it sturdy if you need to. I've used this this foam that you can spray into a bottle, and it'll harden, and that'll make it permanently attached. So I've used that before, but I don't think I need it for this one. It seems to be holding pretty good. So yeah, that's what it looks like with the stained glass paint. I think they look really pretty. It goes nice with my other flowers out here. And we'll see how that glass paint holds up over time. I think it'll hold up okay. Well, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.